What's going on, everybody? We're back. We're live. Um, Welcome to Saturday. I guess this will be Christmas Eves, or Christmas Eve. Yeah, double Eve, double R, Rough Riders. Just playing. How's everybody doing out there? Um, Happy Saturday. Some of you made it. Some of you didn't. Yeah. I don't think we lost any followers last night. I didn't go. Nobody got mad with me last night, so we okay. With that being said, shout out to you who are in the chat. The luxury bucket list, Don Watts. See you back there. Free. What it do? How you doing, D? And to all the listeners out there that don't ever type in the chat, or to ones that come and never follow, hit the like and subscribe button, man. Hit the notification bell. What have I done? What have I done to you lately? Mm. Ooh, yeah. Mm. Jonathan R. Heather, what's up? Notary World, how are you doing? I think last night you said you did something with lashes and skincare. I think that's what it was. That's what you said. I had to go back and look at it, but I think congratulations. All right. D, what's going on? Tam, what's good? What's good? Tech RX in the building. All right. And give yourself a round of applause. We're coming towards the end of the year. I know we all have made strides and so forth. I think next week, what I want to do, I want to do a little something different. I may do something different today. I don't know. I want to do something a little different. I want you all to come up and give your wins, even your losses. You know, you might have had a loss and you bounce back, you recover, and you're not sure what to do. I think that'd be a good segment. That'd be a good segment. Like, what are your wins? What's your bounce back? What's it looking like for you? Did you did you accomplish what you wanted? I know I didn't accomplish what I wanted in 2023. I took two losses this year. Took two losses, bounced back, down to earth. What's going on? Stellar, what's going on? Microblading, yes. I know it's something. Sasha, good night, as you all like to say in the islands. Good night. You didn't get it yet? I don't know. What didn't you get yet? What happened? What didn't you get? What did I miss? What you didn't done? Did you order a mail order bride and she ain't came yet? What I mean, what happened? Is she delayed or your win? I thought you said you got your mail order bride. You were delayed. You didn't get your win yet. She ain't got delivered yet. I ain't know. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing. Just playing. All right. Wins. Let's start off positive and then we'll deep dive. I got a jam packed show today. We haven't been live on a Saturday in a minute, so ma'am, don't ma'am me, don't samaj me to death. Samaj, don't samaj me, ma'am. Yes. Jam packed show. Wins. Traveled across the country. Took some bumps and bruises. I felt like it was looks like another love TKO. Right? We took some bumps, taking the bumps and the bruises of all the pain of a two-time loser. Yeah, so yeah, took some bumps and some bruises, but made it through. Now I got to put in my travel claims. So got to get that money back. Lecture bucket list. You said you had a few setbacks, but I'm working to make them setups. I'm working on becoming an approved PMI course provider and plan to offer PMI and Agile certs and hopefully get government contracts. Awesome. Training contracts, I'm assuming. Training contracts, I'm assuming. Right? My losses is moving across country. That's a loss to me because you got to spend money and time. But it's a win because you get paid. What's going on, JM? Training and implementation. Yeah, I got you. Switch jobs. Took a job, switched the job. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take that job. Did it. I'm like, y'all crazy. I'm up out of here. Is the tech sector still laying people off? Yeah, but I'm on the government side, and I mean they may be having some layoffs, but not on these. Not on this side. Not on the infrastructure side. I'm hiring. I'm looking for folks. I gotta put my plans together. I gotta work today. I got a lot of work to do. My stuff got delivered yesterday. I got double everything. Double R. You don't shake your head like that. I got double everything. Double everything. Double paper towel holders. I probably got 3 of those. Double beds. Double sofas, sectionals. I got double everything. You need a place. You need a place to sleep. Got it. Got double everything. Double R. Hey, double ARP. Blasphemy. Somebody time out D. Somebody time out D. D need to be timed out. Already starting with that. Already starting with that. Yeah, whatever, D. Yeah, a lot of stuff being moved to cheaper time zones, which is why I'm working to get independent. Yeah. Um yeah, I'm part of the segment today is gonna be on some government contracting. Little part, not a lot. We probably gonna move through everything. We're gonna move to tech stocks jobs. I got a little petty T in there, overemployment. I got a lot of things. Mainly tech stocks and jobs, but where the money at? Said I'm glad to say goodbye to 2023. As someone said, 2023 will be the beginning of a lot of villain origin stories. Lost a job I hated, but I'm focused on search skill sets and the job I want next year. Congrats. What is government tech? I thought it was just tech. Yeah, you know how y'all do. You know how the young crowd do. Working for the government as a contractor is what they call in GovTech. For those folks out there with clearances and working for a Raytheon or a smaller company, that's what they're considering GovTech. I work with Eric Coffey on those. I respond to government contracts. I'm actually working on some stuff now. I got a whole plan I got to do. I got to sit down and come up with a whole bunch of stuff. Heather said I had a few wins this year and will be even better in 2024. Heather, you know it will. Filthy Frank Black, I saw your post. I responded to it. Don't get down about taking that exam, right? Take it again. No one asked you how many times you take it. They just know you passed it. Spend some time with what you don't know. Um, get with some people, study, but don't wait to March next year to go take that exam again. Do it now, like in the next couple of weeks. I really most people say take it I know a lot of people, they just take the exam, just take them, and then they just, when they pass, they pass. They study for a couple of days and then they go back and take it. I'm not sure what the turnaround time is on taking those exams, but that's what I heard. That's what I hear. Let's see. Microsoft is government tech. Yes, it is. Microsoft, Google, Tesla, SpaceX, you name it, they all do gov tech. If you want to look at it, there's even a I have to look it back up again. I have to go through my notes again, but I'll probably look it up here pretty soon, probably right now. But there is a venture capital group that putting together startups to go after government contracting. That's literally what their business model is, right? Because of the amount of money that gets spent from government contracting. Uh, I already told you about the DOE spending for government contracting for 2020 by 2025. Was it 2025 100 billion. The plans for next year have already came out for next year. Let me share my screen. Let me see. So in tech to okay, you could do that. I mean, if you're doing plumbing, and you've managed yourself, y'all got to start looking at your own skill sets. And when I say start looking at your own skill sets, you manage yourself. You manage if you manage other people. If you are good at breaking a complex problem down into smaller chunks, um, I should say modular chunks to accomplish a larger goal. Some of you are good at managing projects. Some of you are good at talking to customers. Some of you are good at just being quiet and getting the job done. You have to start looking at your skill sets from a different perspective, right? Yeah. Thank you. I don't mind posting L's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've taken L's. Take L's. Do you know what job prospects look like for a developer cert? When you say a developer cert, what developer cert? Are you talking about AWS developer cert? Or are you just talking about some type of developer cert? Did you see AWS beta search why they need more data engine? Oh yeah, why would they need more data engine? I've been talking about infrastructure, data, space, AI, quantum, finance, all for the past 2 years. Like I don't see how people keep missing it. Like they were like, I want to get into tech, but I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how you miss it. I'd say it all the time. I think government contractor is still a cheaper solution than having government employee. Actually, JM, it's not. Actually, having a government contractor, I'll say it this way. The amount of money that people on the GS schedule get paid is half of what most government contractors get paid. You may be thinking like, oh, they get the TSP plan, they get this, they get that. Yeah, but on the outside, if the job that you're doing is paying you, I don't know, say on the GS schedule 130, and they're gonna bring a contractor in to come do the job, say for the next 3 years, 2 years optional, so they may pay them 250. To me, it's no difference. And I'm gonna tell you, when I say there's no win for that person that's on their GS schedule, it's what I'm saying here. Depending on what company that they're with, you can finesse that 250 to do what you want to, right? The issue I see on the GS schedule side, you ain't really growing that. The money's not your income's not growing as fast. So my 250 that I make, over here, I can go take that 250 and go invest it. I can go do something else. We gaining the same amount of skills, if not more. And the reason why you brought me in is because you don't have the skill set, and nor do you have the time to train the people that you got. So really, you're losing because you don't even have enough people to do what y'all need to do, and they don't want to get the skill set, so they are dying skill set, so they get pigeonholed and got to stay. That's just what I see. I was a contractor at Lockheed Martin for years, and I would love a Raytheon contract. Free. You say gonna have a cert win tomorrow after I failed earlier this year. I'm gonna just keep taking it until I pass it. Like you said, Heather, like I said, can't continue to pass it. Felicia M. I haven't accomplished anything. In 2024, I'll be starting a manual QA training. Well, Felicia M, you did accomplish because you're starting something in 2024, which means you had to prep for it, which means you got the mentality to do it. See, y'all be downing yourself so much. You got the mentality to do it. You putting yourself in the mix. You're in a zone. You know what you're going to do. Is it doesn't start till next year, but you're prepping for it. So y'all gotta take your wins, right? You gotta take your wins. Someone mentioned quantum computing as a top technology to learn in 2024. I was looking. You've been saying this. Helmut Chili, yeah. I've been saying this. The AWS certified developer associate. I mean, I've never seen but I don't look for those jobs, filthy Frank. They don't come across my thing. I don't never see nobody say I'm looking for an AWS developer associate. They may say DevOps, they may say some type of sysops or something like. I just don't ever see it, right? Um, Say I just got my AWS cloud practitioner. I want to build on that one. I get Microsoft and Google and add service offers. Yep, right. So you know, I'm gonna put this out here. We see it on the screen. I'm gonna blow it up. Do do do. Right here. It says Bloomberg predicts, and this was November the 7th of 2023. Bloomberg government predicts record contract spending. Once Congress passes the appropriations bills for 2024, it sees $762 billion in total procurement, including $113 billion for professional services. Do you know what professional services are? Do you? Do you? Do you know what professional services are? Yeah, Jerome, I've been saying Rust. I started Rust, was it this year or last year? We had a whole Rust Sunday where we were doing Rust training on Sunday. Like I just pick a Rust topic, we go through it, we start learning and training for Rust. That's where those quants, a lot of the quant engineers, a lot of the finance stuff, like I got a whole show for y'all. Like prepare yourself. Y'all gonna be taking notes. Y'all gonna rewind this. You're gonna be like, Tameika, you need to put up chapters, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I just been saying it for a year. People like, nah, ain't nobody studying Rust. I'm like, let's go into the Linux kernel. Somebody is caring about Rust. Somebody is caring about Rust. Dre Mac, I think it's Dre Mac. You're welcome, right? Professional services. What is professional services? It's not only fans. Professional services. So, professional services. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on professional services. Then you tell me what your thoughts are, and then we'll go to the Google and let Google tell us what the professional services are. Okay, we'll get down to the Google, right, and let Google tell us what the professional services are for those that don't hear us in the back. Okay, those that don't hear us in the back. Okay. All right. So professional services. For me, professional services would be, hey, I set up a partnership with, I don't know, AWS, or I set up a partnership with Red Hat, or I set up a partnership with a particular vendor. Okay, knock knock. Yes, how can I help you? Hey, I noticed on your website that you are a partner with Red Hat, and we're looking for someone to come in and help us implement a cloud plan. Oh, okay. Maybe Red Hat calls you, right? There's like, we know that you are in this space, and we're needing someone to go in and do said work. It could be, hey, we have 10,000 phones, 10,000 Apple phones that need to be upgraded, and we need someone to manage that upgrade and keep us in sync. Could be that. Hey, we have laptops, we got laptops, we got phones, we got desktops. We also have someone that needs to come in and manage our Office 365. Do you provide that service? Now, when you say you provide that service, it's not a one man show, right? It could be a show of, I need to manage your email, I need to manage the security side of that. I need to make sure that the phones get updated. It's just a whole slew of things that go along with it. That's what I think of professional services. Now, here's where I love, here's where Linux comes into play, right? It could be that you're managing, or you're going in to build out somebody's infrastructure. It could be that you're maintaining a contract, right? They've already implemented something. They need somebody to come in to maintain it. It could be maintaining the cloud. It could be maintaining backups. It could be it could be a number of things. So it could be that you are only just a small piece of a contract. It could be you come in and implement, and you may kick off somebody, and somebody comes in and maintains it, right? So it could be a number of things, right? Could be a number of things. Are you doing quants for infrastructure or algorithms? Infrastructure. Everybody hypes up AWS solution architect because it's easy to pass and get into. And from what I've seen, there is a direct link to the AWS solution architect and the career choice of training. Listen, you can go down AWS, you can go down Microsoft, you can go down Google and become and get mastery level at those things. You can master at Linux, you can master at Microsoft. When I say Microsoft, I'm really talking about the operating system. You can go master in Ansible, you could go master in backups, you could go master in disaster recovery. You could go mastery in security. And when I say security, security of infrastructure, physical security, container security, security of applications. You could go security of the not just the infrastructure, but algorithms, or LLMs, or CMMC, or there's a slew of things you can do. But then now the question is, once you master that, are you going to continue to get paid in it? And is that the lane you're going to stay in? Or are you going to be T-shaped? L shape versus T shape. You all looked it up. I've talked about it. Tech Ties, what's going on, Miss Phoenix? Tech Ties, we appreciate you, right? Um, Again, when it comes down to what you all decide to, whatever rabbit hole you choose, make sure that rabbit hole, I talked about it on Thursday. What is the number of years I'm talking about? Donald Watts, take this money, Tech Ties, we taking it. The mail order bride gets nothing. Yeah, I'm just playing. We appreciate you, Don. We appreciate you. Kubernetes has been hot. I think Docker can Kubernetes. I think Docker can and Kubernetes is a career in itself. It is and it isn't, right? It is and it isn't. I'm gonna tell you why. For me, my deep part of the T is PMP, Agile Mastery. I want to add cloud, cybersecurity, and Linux to be a jack of all trades. Yes. Okay, so listen. When I talk about Kubernetes and containers and Linux and all that, right? Again, Swiss Army knife. I had one up here. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's not a Swiss Army knife, but you get it, right? Right? In my head, this is what I look like in my head. In my head. Hold on. Let me get it out here so you can visually see in your head what I see. Right? So in my head, it looks like I look like this in my head. Right? In my head. Right? Linux, Ansible. I'll put any cloud right here. Leadership. I would say this is Linux over here, right? Ansible, leadership, cloud. We could say configuration management if we want to start naming titles, right? And then right here is, if you want to really talk about it, this light right here is me looking to see what's coming next, right? In my head, that's what I'm looking at. That's how I see myself, right? Now, some of you only see yourself as one thing. Some of you only see yourself as one thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's what you're suited for mentally. Maybe, right? Or or maybe you just haven't tapped into that part of yourself yet, and you haven't given yourself enough credit either. Maybe. Thank you, the luxury bucket list, right? So, Kubernetes. Let's talk about it a little bit, right? I got so much to talk about. It may be a long show. Kubernetes. What is it? What is it? What is Kubernetes? What is it? If you had to tell someone what it is, not what it does, but what is it? Right? It's an orchestration tool for containers. Okay. Can you name me another orchestration tool? Absolutely. Docker Swarm. Can you name me at least 4 different types of containers? Runtime. Sure. What I'm simply saying is we say containers and Kubernetes, but we need to also look at what they actually doing. Master what they do. When I say what they do, meaning how do I orchestrate containers? Oh, I need to understand what orchestration means for containers. I need to understand what runtimes are containers. What am I doing with those containers? Kubernetes and Docker. Docker is a flavor. Kubernetes is the baseline name, but so does Docker Swarm, right? So really, I need to understand what orchestration of containers means. Master that, meaning master the fundamentals, and whatever adjective or flavor someone throws in front of you, you're gonna already know how it works before they even start working. There may be a little nuance to it, but you're gonna already know how it works. How many different flavors of Linux are there? How many different flavors of Linux are there? Linux is Linux. Change directory is the same on all flavors of Linux. Change directory CD is the same on all the Linux ones. If you type the date command, it is the same on all those different flavors of Linux. Now, they may have different package managers, but the key word or the key phrase there is package manager. What is the package manager? Oh, what does a package manager do? What is an RPM? What does that do? What is a kernel? What does that do? When you start breaking Linux down to its fundamentals of what it is, now you're going to start understanding the fundamentals of any Linux flavor. If you understand what a job and a process is, you understand what a job and a process is in Linux, you should understand what a job and a process is in Windows. Don't get caught up in names versus getting caught up with the fundamentals. The fundamentals, and this is why I always tell you, pick a cloud, any cloud, I don't care. When you start understanding how commands work in Linux, you're going to understand how commands work on a Linux system. It's always the command, an option, and then whatever you want to do to it, right? Or it could be a command and then I guess you could say an argument and then an option, right? So it's always it always follows that. So if I go right now and download kubectl and put it on the Linux box, it's going to be, what's the command? Kubectl. Okay, what are my options with it? Oh, I can always type dash help or what have you. It's the same. It never changes. Hasn't changed, right? But that's how Linux was set up. So for me to try to grab knowledge on like how a command works or whatnot, oh, I just need to understand how the format of a command is. I could pick up how a command works. Okay, cool. Boom, boom, boom. You got another command I need to learn? No problem. Let me learn to see what the arguments are. Let me see what the help is. Let me look at boom. You should be able to pick that up, right? And you should be able to do that on any Linux box, right? Any Linux box. It's a reason why when you all download AWS CLI, Azure CLI, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. All right. So what we got 5011. That's right. 5011. Tyra M, you say you're trying to tap in? Kubernetes. It's hard to explain what Kubernetes and Docker is to the average person. I've tried and watched their eyes glaze over. That's because, Filthy Frank, you know why it's hard for you to explain it to someone? It's because you have not mastered the fundamentals of it. You know what it does, right? You know what it is, but you haven't mastered the fundamentals of it, right? And so if you learn Linux, everything else is easier to understand. That's what I've been saying this whole time. This whole time while we've been having these Linux meetups and so forth. If you learn Linux, it's I call it the gateway drug, maybe a bad term, but whatever. It is the foundational skill set to get you in the door. If you learn Linux first and then go take the Security Plus, I think the Security Plus will make way more sense to you once you take the Linux exam. But you know what happens when people see Linux? They just see a command line and then they flash. Ain't no GUI to this. We can't do this in a GUI. No, you can do it in a GUI, but you're gonna be wasting a lot of pointy clicky time on certain things. Not all, on certain things, right? But once you start getting into it from a sysadmin perspective, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna have a GUI. You're just gonna be at the command line. I can't really remember the last time I'm on a GUI. I got a Linux laptop, but when I get on it, I immediately open up the command line in the web browser. That's it. You always saw everybody always talking about I want to get into tech. I've been doing it now. I should do a review of my the talk that we did probably about 6-7 years ago. Anyway, I've been doing it now since 2000 Really started like 2001, but since officially, well, it was 2001 when I did it, and then 2002 was me leaving. But I mean, yeah, if you all want to get in tech real quick, real easy, get your Linux cert. I'm a red hat girl. If you're working with any government agency, it's gonna be red hat. Sorry, that's what it is. Whatever. Keep it pushing. Right? You can pick any Linux. I don't care. Pick one. I prefer red hat because I just know that's what the government look for. Right? Boom. Then you get your security plus. All right. Once you get your security plus, then you go from there. Right? Them two, boom, job. 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, right? If you really, 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 really feeling froggy, if you really, really feeling froggy, throw Ansible on there. Throw Ansible on there. You wanna go from 80 to 150 real quick. I'm just trying to tell you quick, real quick and simple. That's why I say when people be like, oh, 100,000, I'm like, okay, well, go learn Linux. Everybody can't make 100,000. Everybody can't do this. Everybody can't do that. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. The ones that can. The ones that won't. Right. Once you get done with that, once you do that, you then CLI over the GUI, right? Once you get done with that, you need to probably you're gonna pick up Bash anyway. It's just you can't do anything without Bash. It's just there. Pick up a programming language. I prefer Rust, Go, or Python. I'm leaning towards Rust, Go if you're talking about edge computing. Rust if you're talking about edge computing and cloud and so forth. They all three play in the same arena per se. You want to be on the AI side, you want to be on the embedded side, then yeah, a lot of people use the Z shell, but or the corn shell, but I stay with that. Yep, real all day. Yep, yep. So when you get done with the RHCSA, RHCE, you add in a little Python or Rust or Go, right? Pick one of them, right? One of them. They add you in that security plus, right? That's in the door. Boom. Add a cloud, pick a cloud, any cloud. I don't care. And just by sheer nature, just know agile. Just know, and government works with safe agile. And so that means anybody who works with the government, meaning they are a contractor, meaning they are in GovTech, that means they need to know safe agile principles. Meaning that it looks real good if you're a PMI person and you know agile, or if you know safe agile, or if you have some type of scrum behind you. Why? Lethal. Oh, you got that? Cool. Boom. Let's go. Right? Now, next layer, GitOps, Kubernetes, OpenShift, OpenStack. Next layer up, on-prem cloud versus, or I should say, yeah, on-prem cloud versus cloud with AWS with one of the vendors. What does that look like? Now we start getting into Kubernetes, Tanzu. Next layer up, DevSecOps, Linux admin to infrastructure engineer, DevSecOps. From there is platform engineering, site reliability engineering, kind of a mix between the two for me, from what I've seen, right? If you wanna be employed forever, stay on the infrastructure side. If you want to build stuff and you want to master a programming language, run with it. Pick one, run with it. Embedded stuff is never going anywhere. To me, I think that's the sweet spot. When I say embedded, I mean like how can I get how can I get data from all of the ring cameras? How can I get data from all of the traffic light intersections, the cameras? How can I analyze that data? How can I use AI? How can I use analytics, ML, and all of this data? Right? Y'all want to be employed forever? Y'all want to make money forever? You just roll over and you be like, that job pays 200. That's beneath me. Uh, gosh, why do they keep contacting me for this job for 200,000? I don't have time for that. I'm over that. God, I can't believe they called me. This job is paying 150. Don't they know who I am? Don't they? Didn't they look at my resume? Don't they know? I can't believe they called me for that job. How dare they call me for that job? Oh, right. How dare they call me for that job? Oh my God. Did you see this? They called me for this job. It's paying 90,000. I'm not going to even respond to them. How dare they? I posted in Slack. And I'm not being arrogant about it. It's just the truth. All right. So Down to Earth says I have my CSM looking to add Safe, ITIL, Security Plus, Network Plus. I'm not sure why you're adding Network Plus. Don't feel attacked. I'm over that. Next. I need to get me a D. Make me a Women in Linux fan so I can have my fan. I'm so over that. I can't believe they even called me for that. Oh my God. I need my fan. Where's my fan? Oh my God. I need my fan. I need my fan. Darling, they're out here. They're out here just talking that nonsense. Oh my God. Yep. So that's just it. Jonathan R., let me roll back up to you. You said something and people were responding to you. And I it says, sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but can you give me advice on direction in where I can start learning to get into that IT cyber field? Such a broad question. Such a broad question. Such a broad question. You need one for your hot flashes. Next merch fans, yes. Yeah, Master IT videos and Security Plus and Network Plus. Yeah, he's a comp tier partner, so I get it. Absolutely. What they call it, the Holy Trinity: Security Plus, Network Plus, A Plus, the Holy Trinity. Sure, go to help desk. So I'm gonna tell you, like I've always said before, Linux as a foundation and understanding like edge trace, how to do stack traces, understanding processes, understanding that is a I was having this debate with a guy before, and I think somebody was I think it was learning somebody yesterday. We were talking about it, how people are getting away from because the abstraction layer of AWS, most people don't understand the base level Linux, and that's why I say Gen X and anybody who knows Linux as a fundamental baseline that can write bash scripts, can understand how to manipulate and tune kernels and stuff, you are set for life. Why? Because most of the fintech work, most of the finance work is that's a part of that. The other part of that is mainframe, understanding that, and databases, right? We go, oh, somebody needs to get the data, somebody needs to manipulate it, right? Data lakes, data warehouses. I grab some data, I throw it in a data lake. I then using ETL, right? Extract, transfer, and load, and then I push this out to somewhere, and then I put it in my data warehouse because the data is clean. Now I'm able to do whatever I need to do with that data. But here's the kicker: underneath all of that, right? Underneath all of that is storage. Now imagine you got all this data that's on prem that you need to manage, and you need to do some manipulation and some computation on it. Now, that's the trade-off. Do I do this in the cloud or do I do this locally? What kind of reaction, what kind of time I'm getting on this? What does this look like? If I got a satellite in the outside, like in the air, in space, and I need to do some manipulation on that satellite. Am I going to go all the way back to the ground, or can I do the manipulation, the manip, as D say, in in space, and then make my analysis based there? How quickly can I do that? So that's why y'all see all these GPUs getting faster, these CPUs are getting faster. This is why you see all of that. It's still somebody has to manage that. Somebody has to know what needs to get done, and that's where we're at. So I didn't answer. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Mm-mm. It was Jr. Was it Jonathan? It's, I think that's what it was. Jonathan R. Jonathan R. I'm gonna ask you to set up a one-on-one, but before I even go down that route of you setting up the one-on-one, you need to ask yourself: what part of cybersecurity do you want to go down? There's a whole roadmap.sh that I talked about the other day. I think it was yesterday, or I don't know. I might have talked about it the day before. I don't remember. But roadmap.sh, go there. That's your friends. ISC squared, go there. They're your friends. Um, go to no, the meetup this week wasn't recorded. ISC squared, go there. Sense.org, go there. B-sides, go there. But you're gonna have to do some deep thinking for yourself to figure out where do you want to go, what are your skill sets, what lends you towards those areas, right? That's what you have to do. Luxury. Thank you, Jerome M. Pay the lady. She's worth your time. Trust the process. You know, Jerome, I hate to say it, a lot of people don't trust the process. I tell you, and people still go the opposite direction of what I tell them. I can only tell you what has worked for me and what I know is in the industry. And if you say I want to go down this rabbit hole of I want to be um I want to go work on, I don't know, just being a scrum master. And I say that's cool, but if you're going to be a scrum master, I would personally go learn some fundamentals of cloud and some fundamentals of Linux and some fundamentals of infrastructure. Why? Because if you're on the infrastructure side of Scrum, those are the people you're gonna be working with, and it just helps with the nuances for me to tell you what the situation is, right? What the problem is. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a master at those, but a fundamental level would help out, right? Yeah, learn Linux and hit me up. Luxury Booker, you said I am a CSM, CSP, CSPO, SAFE, SPC, SPD. You got a lot of acronyms. Got a lot of acronyms. I got it though. I've been a Scrum Master or Agile related role 15. She's right. I'm just telling you. You know what? Like I say, I bring in people because I feel like sometimes when I'm talking, it don't make sense to you. So I bring in other people for it to make sense to you, because maybe I'm not telling you right. Maybe you don't believe me. You know, the fat meat is greasy. So, maybe I'm not the person for that. Maybe I got to tell somebody else. Yeah, you got to figure out, because listen, Jonathan R, there's blue team, red team, there is GRC, government risk and compliance. And I posted that in the security channel. There is container security, there's infrastructure security, there's cloud security, there is security pen testing, there is threat intelligence, there's then there's also HIPAA compliance, SOX. There's so many different things, right? There's so many different avenues to go down. When it comes down to security, when it comes down to IT, there's sysadmin, there's a cloud There's literally a cloud system administrator, and then there's a cloud engineer, there's a system engineer, there is a site reliability engineer, there is a platform engineer, then there's a then the combination of it all, it could you could be a dev secops software engineer, you could be a devops infrastructure engineer, you could be an automation engineer. Like, there's so many things when it comes down to it. You could just be a software engineer, you could be a quant developer, you could go and just be work on AI prompts, you could be a data engineer, you could be a data analyst, you could even be a DevSecOps of quantum computing engineer, right? Like, just like when I talk about how infrastructure and cyber and tech, I get giddy about it, right? But I get giddy about it because, to me, I don't understand how you don't even see that you could be employed for 10, 15, 20 years and an average 200,000 each one of them years, right? And I'm just saying, on the low end, like, a lot of people like, no, it's hard to come by those jobs. Everybody can't do it. And the jobs out here, 150, 160, 170, 180, 200, 300, 400. What you want to do? What you want to do? Where you want to be at? What's your goal? Stop listening to these people. They'll tell you, I'm not even selling you like courses. I'm not even selling courses, and I could, but I'm just telling you that the things that are out here that you can get, the possibilities are so much greater than what you see for yourself. And I can't trick you into anything, but I damn sure can show you what I've done. I damn sure can show you where I've been. I damn sure can show you where the money is at. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that the federal government is about to spend trillions in tech and building new cities from the government, if you don't believe from them, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just here to try to get some of the slither of the pie. I just want a little bit of the pie. That's it. That's it. You said down to earth. You said I'm working on fundamentals to support my Scrum. What's a good infrastructure cert to have? Um that's a loaded question. It depends on what part of the infrastructure. Do you want to work on, like to me, Linux is infrastructure to me. But then that you add on to that, it could be Ansible to configure the infrastructure, to deploy the infrastructure, could be Terraform. But you got to understand that Terraform is written in Go, and and Ansible is written in Python. So you can master two of the things at the same time. That's what me and Kelsey were talking about. Like, that somebody's going to use Ansible, but Ansible is written in Python. So you can master Python and Ansible at the same time. They go hand in hand. So now you got a programming language, you got an automation tool or configuration management tool, and you understand Linux. We could consider that the Holy Trinity if we wanted to. You could learn how to deploy. You could literally, if somebody really want to get paid, listen, if you really, really want to get paid, you can literally go and say, you know what? I'm going in on this vendor. And if it were me, if I'm going all in and I'm starting out and I really don't want to master all these other things, right? And this is just Tameika speaking. This is what I would go over and do. I will, it's two things I would do. I will go over to Hashi and I will learn all their products. Terraform, Vault, Packer, Boundary, all their products. I become a SME at that. because now I'm a Swiss Army knife for Hashi. If you're really feeling froggy and you really don't know what's happening, go check out the CNCF landscape on all the projects that they got. Pick a project, go master that if you wanted to. But you gotta be strategic. And a lot of y'all are not strategic. Y'all hear money, but you don't. You hear money, that's what you hear, but you don't hear money. You hear money, but you don't hear money. And I don't know if you know what I mean by that. So I'm going to break that down. You hear money right now. You hear money right now. You hear one or 2 years of money. When I talk to you and what I'm saying to you, I'm talking 10, 15, 20 years. So what I'm saying is you hear money right now because you're in this situation. You're in this, I gotta get in tech. I gotta get in tech. It's like it's like y'all got this, I don't know, like you fiending for it. You got it. And this is where I was going with the other day. You all have ambition. And I think ambition dies because it's no plan. And when you all execute, you don't execute to completion. Right? So what I'm talking about is 10, 15, 20 years from now. Linux was founded in 1991. We're still using it to this very day. When I go in rooms where there are Linux people in the room who are cutting the checks and saying, and I don't know if y'all ever had this conversation before. Brrr. Hello? Is this Tameika Reed? Yes. Hey, are you in the market for a job? It depends on the job and it depends on what it's doing. Yeah. Okay, so we have a position. They're looking for a lead. And you'll be leading a team of 8 people. They're looking for direction, this, that, and other. They're looking for somebody to come in and guide the team. And we got a new contract that's coming in. Actually, we got 2 contracts that's coming in. And we need someone to guide this team on da 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 da. Okay, what's the interview process for this position and what is the pay range? Well, the interview process is one and done, and possibly maybe meet with my manager, but it's one and done with the customer. Okay, and what's the salary range? We really don't know. We're open to whatever you tell us. So whatever you think you want, you tell us, and we'll go get that. Right now, ask me how many times have I had that conversation? Go ahead and ask me. Right? I'm gonna read the chats. Right? Cherie, what's going on? Tam, you dropping gems. What's going on, intentional millionaire? Right? I like money, lots and lots of money. I want the pie in the sky. Yep. Yep. Right. 10 to 20 years is the loan money. How many times? See, so this year I probably heard that. I probably heard that 10 times this year. This year. I wasn't looking hard this year. In my lifetime, countless. Yeah, I want to be rich. I remember. I like. I was singing in my head. I want to be rich. Oh, numerous of times. Correct. And what I'm trying to tell you all is, and this is why I did episode 124. Be strategic about where you look, and be strategic about the plan you set forth for yourself. Episode 124, I showed you the companies and I talked about the companies that put 25% into your 401k. People still don't believe that exists. That's cool. Cause I'm telling you, when I get in there in the room, this is all I see. I don't see that. Right? Put some respect in your name. You've been in infrastructure over 10 years. Started with the A plus, the surplus YouTube videos to understand. No test. Mr. Nick, shout out to you and we appreciate you. Round of applause. Right? Again, when it comes down to this infrastructure game, and this is what's cool about infrastructure. You could go government or you could go private sector. You don't think infrastructure exists at AWS? You crazy. You don't think AWS got a data center? You're crazy. You don't think Meta got a data center? Shout out to Jerome M with the win this week. With the win this week. If y'all want at the meetup, you want at the meetup. If you haven't been following Jerome's journey, right? Jerome took the journey. He took the leap of faith. I was like, Jerome, learn Linux. He was like, okay, Tameika, you say learn Linux, right? I know people got hesitation. People got hesitation. They were like, she keep talking about this Linux stuff like it's gonna save us. It's gonna save you. It's gonna save your mama. It's gonna save your daddy. It's gonna even keep the roaches out your house. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Heather, shout out to you, Heather. $50 super chat or super sticker, I should say. We appreciate you, right? Hold on, MSA, okay. Out here gifting memberships to Helmet Chili. Shout out to you. Yes, Amazon has serious infrastructure. Serious infrastructure. We gonna. Listen. I don't even want to start talking about high performance computing. Another one. I don't want to even talk. I don't even want to go down that route. I don't even want to go down the route of when we start talking about high performance computing, clustering, distributed computers. I got something for this Wednesday about distributed computers. We're gonna talk about it, right? But Jerome, they don't understand. They don't understand, Jerome. Those of you that's trying to figure out, you know what, Jonathan? I take you back. I'm gonna give you this jewel for free. You said you wanted to be in IT and cyber. Go learn Linux. Boom, done. Kali Linux, done. I saved you. I saved you some time. You want to learn? You want to be in IT? You want to do cyber? You want to be in both at the same time? Or go learn Linux. Get the cert before you desert. That's right, Helmet. Get the cert before you desert. Damn, not the roaches. The roaches are strong. They got Superman strength. They do. They do. Get the cert before you desert. Listen, if you want to be in the game long, Linux. If you don't understand a programming language, Rust, Go, Python. Pick one. Bash is like complimentary. It's what you do. It's just what you do. Right? It's just what you do, right? I touch Linux every day at work. About to touch that. Yeah. I don't like y'all fight. Like I've never seen people come to a channel called Women in Linux and then box me. Shh, bah, 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 bah. We're not gonna learn Linux now. We're going over here. Yeah, and y'all run over there. They tell y'all, hey, the new way is you gotta go and you gotta do this, and y'all go over there. Y'all, yeah, I'll run over there, and then I'll be over here still just typing in commands. Do 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 do. Hello. No, that's not enough money. That's not enough money. There's a job right there in the Slack now to work with Duke Energy. They're paying 80,000. You probably can push them up a little bit to probably about 85, 90, maybe 95. I'll push them to 100 and them talk me off the cliff, but that's just me. There you go. Get you over the hump. That's the goal. To get you over the hump. My goal is what I say. That's what the t-shirt says. You're one skill away from 200K. Those that don't want 200K, because I hear this a lot. They be like, well, once I get to 200K, then the taxes or blah blah blah, right? Then you get to 200K. I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna work out. Man, let me get close. Let me get close. Ugh. Let me tell you how it's gonna work out. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen, right? I'm tell you. Tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna make it to 100K, and you're gonna go to through 100K, and then you're gonna get to 200K. And right when you get 200K, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm the shit. And I got the 200K. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, down Infrastructure Lane, there's this little private company that's paying people 300K because they understand Linux, Kubernetes, networking, security, blah, blah, blah. And then you think, damn, I'm doing good. 300? Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Meanwhile, down the street on Industrial or Infrastructure Circle in the cut, there's this little company that got like 40 people in it. And they paying people 400,000. And then people be like, well, you can't make that W2, or that's 400,000 total comp, or whatever, this, that, and other. And then in the meanwhile, between time, you go look up Netflix or Google or what have you, and some of their engineers getting paid total comp 600, 700, a million. They're like, well, you got to realize that's stock options. And so they got to vest over 4 years. And well, Netflix don't do the stock options like that. That'd be base salary for them. That'd be base salary for them. Right? That'd be a base salary for them. Down to earth, you said my head is spinning with everything. Let me do Security Plus and Linux for starters so I won't be frozen with choices. I watched the channel that went through a game teaching the basics of cyber and Linux. Yep. Shout out to Mr. Nix for 100K earners. Felicia M. Shout out to you for becoming 100K earners. The value is in the 300K and the 500K, but take your time. I ain't trying to sell you on nothing. I ain't never done. You go check it out for yourself. All right. Luxury bucket list. I don't like earning less than 350, and I am only okay with that because I'm married and the husband pays the bills. Right. Yep. Jonathan R, go get your Linux cert. Because what's so funny is in that Linux cert, you're gonna learn about Linux security. You're gonna learn about firewalls. You're gonna learn about container security within that. So, you know, you're gonna learn about containers at a minimum in there. 200K is your goal, one skill away. Heather, you say you learning now. My next goal anyway, 200K will be a massive pay cut. I hope to make my 350K min in 2024, even though it's a pay cut from where I was in 2023. We ain't gonna even talk about it. We ain't gonna even talk about pay cuts, the luxury bucket list. Because if I set up here on YouTube and talked about the last 7 years, D would cut the string. D would cut the string. She'd be like, nah, don't do it. It's too much spotlight. Right? I stopped listening to all of that. I believe in my skills and the worth is 700K. Yo. So I'm just trying to show you where the money is at, what it is. You all can decide on what you want to do. Right? You decide on what you want to do and where you want to be. I'm just pointing out to you. Here's the one company that never sleeps. You know the one company that never sleeps? You know the one, and they never stop paying. They don't never stop paying. They don't never stop sleeping. They don't never sleep, and they don't never stop paying. The government. That's right. They don't never stop sleeping, and they don't never stop paying. So you have choices in life. And see, like I said before, you hear money, but you don't hear money, right? You come up with plans and you don't execute them to completion, but you don't hear money though. It's okay. It's all right. It's understood, right? A lot of people are like, well, what about the government layoffs? Well, what about the government furloughs? Well, those government have the furloughs, but at the same token, the company that you work for should have a reserve tank in there. So if they have if they go into a shutdown, they still keep paying you, right? Going out on my own is exciting, but I worries me because my salaries are currently comfortable, but I gotta make a choice to earn more, and that's so hard. That's you know what, luxury bucket. Let's bring it up, D. That's hard. I'm gonna tell you why it's hard. To roll over out your bed to make 250, 300, 350 is easy when somebody else paying you that. But you got to adhere to their rules. Now, when you got to go out and do it yourself and get it yourself, that's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. And not only is it a different ball game, it just means you need to have your ducks in a row. It means you need to have your insurance in a row. You need to make sure you really know again, like a lot of y'all be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a master at this." Okay, you're a master. You good? You say you good, right? All right, then put yourself out there. Go on Fiverr, compete with everybody else, and get the maximum amount of money. Go compete. You want to compete? Everybody want to lead, right? Everybody want to lead. Everybody want to be an entrepreneur. All right, go put yourself out there. And this is what people gonna come back and say to me. I put myself out there, but what I did was I went and hired somebody else to go do the work. No, no, you do it. You do it. You go out, go spec the servers out. A client comes to you, they want to build out an AI infrastructure. They're giving you $100,000 to build out this AI infrastructure for their startup. They said that's your budget, right? Pick out servers for me to help me build out my AI infrastructure, secure it, get everything set up for me. We're going to start small. I'm going to let you do everything. Pick the operating system to install, the GPUs, the CPUs. Where are you going to put it at? Is it where are you going to put it in your office? What kind of cooling system are you going to have? Fact, you know what? Let's up it. They give you 500,000 to build out the infrastructure. What are you going to do then? How are you gonna determine what you need to determine in order to get that infrastructure built out? What vendor are you calling? What are you looking to do? How are you gonna secure the data? How are you gonna secure the network? How are you gonna prevent it from hacks? How does that person access it? When are you gonna deliver that stuff? They want it done in 30 days. What are you gonna do? Then once you get that infrastructure built out, then you got to sit up there and you got to test it. How are you going to test it? What tools are you going to use to test it? What are you going to do? Mr. Nick says, in addition to what I said earlier, Professor Messer has an A+ video set for free and PowerSert animated videos for free. Has for a free Server Plus video set. Yeah, Professor Messer been around for a minute. He should be making millions. Right? Let's see. Trust me, owning a business is not easy. Correct. Compete daily. You compete hourly. I'm competing now with somebody YouTube channel. I'm competing against somebody else's YouTube channel now as we speak. If I'm sitting here on YouTube, I'm competing with somebody. I'm not the only Linux channel out there. I'm not the only women. I should say, woman or women owned Linux channel. There's another one out there, but I ain't seen too many black women on here talking about Linux. Now I seen Simone, I seen the stuff from Yellowtail, but I ain't seen nobody talking about, okay, if you learn Linux, you do this. Here's how you set this up and go this way. I ain't seen that. I know I haven't. And if y'all seen it, drop them in the chat. Let me know. Send them to me because I ain't seen it. Now I can get down and dirty with it and go say and start talking about Linux Plus and how to pass the exam and what's on it and all of that. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen nobody tell y'all about where the money resides at, how to follow the money, how to how to follow the federal money. Because if you follow the federal money, that means you're gonna follow the private sector money, and if you follow the private sector money, that means you can follow the jobs. I ain't seen that. We talk about everything. Life insurance, get you some. Set up your trust, set up your foundation, foundational skill sets, foundational financial planning. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. Thank you, Cherie. Girl, you have the best Linux channel. Yeah, I ain't seen it. And I don't even do no advertising like that. I just started doing shorts. I just started doing shorts. Why? Because I was lazy. Because I was lazy. There's no hidden about that. Because I was lazy. The luxury bucket list. You said even if I get a few 1099s for my various skill sets and work them together, I can keep my salary and not break a non compete with my employer. Correct. They see they don't understand 1099 work and having that. Like, right? And I was transparent with this before. About, you get a job. I've done it. Making 175 an hour, right? I got one right now. I'm supposed to be, and I talked about this going to Hawaii. They're gonna have to up the game on that one though. They're gonna have to give me a little bit more, right? Yeah, you know what, Cherie? I try to get them to learn the game for me, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I've been telling people about getting this safe certification. You know what? You know it's another one that people sleep on. You don't hear about it a lot. It's TOGAF. TOGAF. Do y'all know what TOGAF stands for and why people get it? Oh, Heather, you heard of it. You just didn't. You didn't know. TOGAF, not TOJAM. Here we go. So they have a TOGAF. They got a TOGAF, Nines Foundation, and then certified. Let me go pull this up right here. That's creditly. I don't want the badge. I want the basic skill sets. Let's go here. All right, TOGAF. is a developmental method used by enterprises to plan and design their IT architecture. Okay, right here. Let's go here. All right, let's do this here. All right, all right, here we go. I'm gonna let Chat GPT tell y'all today. All right. TOGAF, which stands for the Open Group Architecture Framework, is an enterprise architecture methodology and framework used to improve business efficiency. It provides a comprehensive approach for designing, planning, implementing, and governing enterprise information architectures. The TOGAF is managed by the Open Group of the global consortium that develops and publishes open vendor neutral standards and certification. Architecture Development Method, ADM. Enterprise Continuum is a categorization scheme used to organize and store architectural assets such as models, patterns, architecture description, architecture repository, TOGAF reference models, TOGAF certification. The primary goal of TOGAF is to improve business efficiency by enabling the development of enterprise architecture that aligns with the business goals and objectives. Impact versus outcome. I talked about this TOGAF. Now, you're really good if you can come in on a CIO or maybe even a fractional CEO or contract yourself out as a CEO or CIO. You can have multiple CIO or CEO jobs as a contractor. As a contractor. Have y'all seen that before? Have you ever heard of that? Right? My husband is looking into getting the CMMI to help out with those types of contracts. Yes, the world is moving into data infrastructure and AI with other emphasis on AI. Correct. Um, mhm. Okay, fractional CEO jobs. So Gig X, fractional CSO network for fractional employment. This is one, but Indeed has a ton of them listed. Fractional CEO, B2B, remote, fractional head of marketing. What does a fractional CEO cost? The cost of hiring a fractional executive typically ranges between 150 hour to 500 an hour, depending on their expertise and the complexity of the task at hand. Whether you end up paying by the hour or not, understanding math is important, especially when to the point of comparison is equivalent to a full-time role. You just come in and you slide in for just to get them off the ground as a fractional CEO or fractional head of marketing or fractional CIO. Set your contract, boom, you there to help them out, get them over the hump for a little bit. It could be with a startup, it could be somebody transitioning, it could be a number of things there. Then you may charge them, I don't know, let's go in the middle of that. I think let's pick between, let's do 350 an hour. Let's do 350 an hour. Let's look at some numbers. in the black tech space on YouTube, tech sales is what people are pushing. Of course, they pushing that. Notary world, I know exactly what they're pushing. I'm not pushing that. Uh, you can stay in sales forever. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just prefer to be technical because the technical people are usually the ones that stick around too. I'm sure the ones that do product engineering or product management stick around, but I just know when it's all said and done, somebody got to maintain that company until the end. All right, so let's say you do, I don't know, 25 hours a week, 350 times 25 times, let's say you stay on with someone as a fractional CEO. Hold on, 350 times 40 hours, sorry, right, a week. And let's say you let's multiply this by 4, and let's say you stay on for 6 months, maybe. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. That ain't a bad, right? That ain't bad for 6 months as a fractional CEO. Yeah, it's okay. Do a little something, something. Shawty freak a little song. Shawty freak a little song. Right? It says facts. That's my mindset. Really, I'm good. I am a good remote worker and great with time zone management. 3 Scrum jobs will have me at 450 minimum. If I accept 150K, I add some training. It's about 30K a class. Yeah. So I'm just showing you how you take your skills, and I again, to the next level, entrepreneur, W2, overemployed, working. There's this thing. And I ain't even got into my show yet. I ain't got into my show yet. There's this thing with people like are like, oh, the overemployed people, the poo-poo people, they like to poo-poo on overemployment, right? 3 people who have secretly worked multiple remote jobs explain the top things to look for in overemployment roles. Now, I'm going to say this. It's not for everybody. And follow this with your own discretion, right? You know, if you're not a morning person, now this is where I differ. If you know you're not a morning person, but they paying you 175 an hour, or they paying you 200 or 300 a year, you think you could get up? I think you could probably get up. I think you can. I think you could get up, right? And there are people out here in the overemployment world that is killing it from 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000. Those who know me know my journey. Those who know that been to the meetups, you already know. We're not going to discuss that here. We can't discuss this article. And we can discuss, like I said last night, burnout. But you need to know your skill set. You need to know your sweet spot. If you know you really suck at Python, don't take a job that has some Python skill sets in it and you're trying to be overemployed. It don't make sense. It's going to be, you're going to have a learning curve. But if you know you're really, really good at databases and backups, and you're really good at um, setting the tone of what infrastructure could look like and how to train people, you know your sweet spots, you know your strong suits. Take your strong suits that you know that are really, really, that you're really good at, and get overemployed in those. The ones that you're not really good at, work on those. That's why I tell y'all to write down all your skill sets. And on all your skill sets, number them from 1 to 5. 5 being the strongest, 1 being the least. Then start looking for jobs in those areas. Now, I'm not saying the ones that are like the ones and twos, forget about them. I'm saying it don't make sense for you to try to get paid on those in overemployment. But it does make sense for you to try to get paid on those, period. But you need to work on them. Make your weak ones your strong ones eventually over time. Right? Um what you call it says, I'm not a more Dr. Earth says I'm not a morning person, but my motto also is I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, right. And here's the other thing. And I talked about this. Now, maybe D, we got to put the master class together. Where's Intentional Millionaire? We got to put the master class together, right? We need to get y'all to understand that these other forms of ways to bring down your taxable income. So it's cool. You could get 2 W-2 jobs making one paying 200, one paying 300. So that's 500 a year. But in actuality, you probably need to be 1099 so you can work a little better and do a lot more. However, it is what it is. So therefore, the whole W-2 thing, you can make it work. Now, how do you make it work? How do you make it work? How, Sway? How do I pull my fan back out? How do I make this W-2 money? If I bring home 500,000, can I take that 500,000 gross and turn it into, I don't know, 700, 800,000 in 2 or 3 years? Now, here's another one. How long can you work those 2 jobs? 6 months? 7 months? A year? 2 years? What does your work regimen look like? How organized are you? Are you a team lead or not? Are you changing? What do you so many things there. Then let's go ahead and add on to this. You got to file taxes come the following year. What is we gonna do? What is we gonna do? D, should I end it right here? Should I end the pot? Should I end the stream right here? Should I end the stream right here? I mean, listen. We ain't got to none of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Look at this. Look at that. I got links for days. We gotta talk about jobs, retirement, stocks. We got to talk about what's gonna be cracking lacking in 2024. D, I don't think they ready. I don't think they're ready. Not yet. Don't end it yet. Keep going. So much to talk about. I tell you, when I've been gone too long, I be backpiling like we need you. We need you. All right, let's keep going, D. I just showed y'all another avenue. Fractional CEOs, CIOs, fractional directors. What's your hourly rate? What are y'all pulling out there for y'all hourly rate? You know your hourly rate? What's your worth? What's your worth? What's your worth? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. What's your worth? What do you think you're worth hourly? Ha- let me ask you this. The job that you're on, have you calculated your hourly rate? And is that number right? 50 Frank, like you got the popcorn. I got you. You got the popcorn. I got a lot to talk about. What's your hourly rate? Are you all saying, hey, whatever this company is paying me, that's what I'm worth. I ain't worth no more than that? Or are you saying I'll take this for now, but I'm gonna add on and I know what my hourly worth is? Do you know what your hourly rate is? Do you know what you're worth? Or you just letting the company tell you that? They said I was worth 150. That's what they told me. All right, let's do this. Let me get my calculator back up. So at 150 a year, they told you worth $72.11. They said that's what you're worth. That's what your time is worth. $72.11. Okay. Now at $100 an hour times 2080, that's 208,000. So the luxury bucket list, you say 350 a year, right? So you're saying that your time is worth 168 an hour. I'm going to challenge you. It's the Pepsi challenge. What do you think you need to do to get to 200 an hour? Let's make it an even number. What do you think you need to do to get to 200 an hour? What does your plan look like to be at 200 an hour? What does that look like for you? What services are you offering? What certificates are you giving? How can you scale that out, right? How can you turn that into a full-blown business? How can you bring in somebody else to help you scale? What does that look like? What is your plan? You can do it by yourself. You can do it all by yourself. Baby girl, what's your name? You can do it all by yourself. Let me buy you a drink. You can do it. However, how do you scale it where you can make more? That's a trick. And do you want to? That's another question. You really want that overhead? Mm-hmm. Right? It says, I know my company charges $2,400 for a day of my time, but I know I won't get that when I'm on. How you know you won't get that when you're on your own? How you know? What do they have you don't have? What, a brand, a name? They still using you. So they charge 2,400 a day. Let's say you work a project for 3 weeks. Is that right? No, that's not right. 2,400 times 5 times 3. So in 3 weeks they made 36,000 off of you. All right. So you don't think that you can get 2,400 a day? Hmm. The question is, what are they paying you for that 24 in that 2,400 benefits, money in reserve? What does that look like? Oh, you say they big and fancy and you're not, but you are big and fancy. That's the key. See, you gotta go take, and this is where D put me on the big screen. Y'all get closer. Get closer. Look close. Stop thinking that you not worth it. Right? Get closer. Right? Reason why I'm saying that is because you need to go look at their branding model. Go look at how they have branded them. Go look at how they have branded you and mimic the model. Shit. Down to earth, it's okay. You gonna, like my mom say, you gonna live. You gonna live. All right. Now I'm saying this to you from the perspective of you have a blueprint. You got a blueprint. You're in it. You are the model. You are the solution. Now look at how they branded you as part of that solution. Look at how they've laid it out. And then go back and then do that for yourself. It may be a little tweak, but that's how you do that. That's the easiest way to do that. But you can get to 2,400 a day. Yeah. Did I not the luxury bucket list out? Did I knock you out? I'm sorry. Somebody call that. Somebody dial 911. Somebody call Lauren Hill and Wyclef and Mary J. Someone please call 911. Success leaves tracks. Yep. But you all got to look at yourself. I've said this before as the solution. Yeah. Yes, you can. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, yes, you can. You can charge them prices right now. Oh, I know. Listen, the Lord is hiring 50,000 people. I already knew what the play was when I looked at the CEO. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. They was all at the They was all at the conference. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. They was all at the conference. I already know what they doing. All right, so let's get in to the show because we ain't even in the show. Where we want to start at now, D? So much. All right, let's start here. Let's go here first. All right. Congress wants spy agencies and follow the money. This is a follow the money moment to hire more experts in financial intelligence, emerging technology. Why do you think that? And what kind of skill sets is that? Congress wants spy agencies to hire more financial intelligence and emerging technology. Remember that lady I had on that was doing forensics accounting? Follow the money, right? Let's go. Congress is pushing the CIA and other members of the intelligence community to make a concerted effort to hire individuals with expertise in financial intelligence and emerging technologies as spy agencies ramp up recruiting efforts across different technical backgrounds. The fiscal 2024 intelligence authorization bill included a defense bill passed by lawmakers this week will require that the Director of National Intelligence to work with the CIA and the National Security Agency and the Federal Bureau of Investigation to submit to lawmakers a plan for the intelligence community to recruit, train, and retain personnel who have skills in financial intelligence and emerging technologies in order to improve analytic tradecraft. The plan would be due in no later than 180 days. The bill is passed into law. The intelligence the intelligence community leaders have been increasingly focused on nexus of national security and emerging technologies. The 2023 National Intelligence Strategy, released this year, names financial crisis and emerging and disruptive technologies as potential causes behind future transactional or transnational challenges. Did you see the stuff about the U.S. agencies that got hacked? Yeah, I saw it with the password. Well, yep, I saw it. I was gonna bring it up on Monday. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they make a third of what we make here. Absolutely, I'm sure. But here is another follow the money moment where money is being pumped into from, and I said this maybe a year or two ago, where JP Morgan Chase was hiring 1,500 wealth advisors across the Southeast, and I think in New York, but really mainly across the Southeast. And when we're starting to look at where the CIA and all of them are looking to hire people to understand emerging technologies and financial stuff, this is where we're at. So if you understand data, if you understand and look at where market trends are going, and we're getting ready to get into that now, you too could be provide professional services to those agencies in order to get to the next level using data, following trends. What is going on in Thailand? What is going on in Denmark? What is going on in all these places? But primarily, were places where they feel there's a threat to the dollar. That's really what it comes down to. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into this right here. And I got to look and see if I got it downloaded. Gartner forecasts worldwide IT spending to grow by 8% in 2024. AI investment supports IT spending growth, but Gen AI impacts will not be felt until 2025. Let's go. Worldwide IT spending is projected to total 5.1 trillion in 2024. When they say IT spending, what y'all think they talking about? Mm. Hold, hold that thought. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold it. Hold them thoughts. I may have it in my thing. Hold on. Hold them thoughts. What y'all think they talking about? You finna get into it. You finna do it. Hmm. November. Oh, where is it at? I had it. Hmm. I may have it on my Slack, but that's okay. We got it. Apple. Mm, 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 mm. What did I do with it? I can't believe I can't find it. Mm-mm-mm. Gotta be more careful. Hold on 1 second, people. Oh, I know what it is. I looked up the wrong thing. Yeah, that's what I want right there. Right here. Here we go. So when you see stuff like this, when you hear worldwide spending is projected to total 5.1 trillion in 2024 and increase 8% from 2023 according to the latest forecast by Gartner. While generative AI has not yet had material impact on IT spending, investment in AI more broadly is supporting overall IT spending growth. Okay, cool. We're going to go to that article in a minute. Let's finish this one. In 2023 and 2024, very little IT spending will be tied to Gen AI. Distinguished VP analyst at Gartner, which is John David Locklove. However, organizations are continuing to invest in AI and automation to increase operational efficiency, bridge IT talent gap. The hype around Gen I is supporting this trend as the CIOs recognize today's AI projects will be instrumental in developing an AI strategy and story before Gen AI becomes part of the IT budgets. Cloud price increases, which you're going to find a lot of people are going to be hybrid and they're going to remove themselves from the cloud. Kelsey Hightower just did a Twitter space on this with one company that moved from the cloud to on-prem, right? But you're gonna find people ain't gonna keep paying all that money to be in the cloud. All right. So here, data center systems projected to grow. Right. Let me bring it down a little bit so it's on the screen. Right. Data center systems, infrastructure, devices, infrastructure, software, IT services. IT services in 2022 1.3 million, in 2023 1.4, and in 2024 1.5. Data centers expected in 2024, right? What's growing the most in all of this? Software and IT services and data center services. Now, Tameika, you brought up another article. I did. Here we go. 5 drivers behind the growth of the GPU cloud computing market. The rise of the GPU cloud computing market. What do you think AI is using? North American GPU cloud market is projected to increase to from 3.2 billion in 2023 to 25.58 billion in 2030. Here are the 5 factors that are driving it. When you hear this, when you hear this, you should be thinking jobs, skills, entrepreneurship, professional services, government contracting, and getting them roaches out your house. Let's go. Artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicle, advanced research, next gen gaming, and my favorite, edge computing. Artificial intelligence, large language models like Chat GPT, but that infrastructure got to be there. Somebody has to have the infrastructure. Somebody got to know how to manage it. Somebody got to know how to build it. Autonomous vehicle using computing resources of the cloud combined with onboard processing can reduce latency and prevent collisions even when the autonomous vehicle is moving over 50 miles per hour. Advanced research. Who do you think? Drop in the chat. What do you think this is coming into play? What do you think this is coming into play? Modern drug development involves running simulations on millions of potential molecules. One study found that simulations run on the cloud took around 2 days compared to weeks or months in in-house computing clusters comparable to tier 2 supercomputers. Where do you think this money is going? Who do you think is getting ready to get some money? The colleges. Who do you think the colleges are going to partner with? Startups, government. Who do you think is going to partner with the colleges, government, and so forth? IBM, AWS, right? Next gen gaming. Streaming games on the cloud is big money. With Microsoft doling out an eye-watering 68.7 billion to acquire Call of Duty publisher Activision Blizzard, and cement their already significant market share. Last but not least, and I'm gonna go across the board and I'm gonna go back up. Edge computing moves processing to the edge of the cloud, closer to where the data is collected to reduce latency. Who needs that? Healthcare, agriculture, autonomous vehicles, manufacturing, power sector. Didn't the power sector just get hit? Did y'all just see them infiltrate the water and the power sectors around the United States? Oh, y'all ain't been paying attention to that, huh? Oh, okay. Edge computing, Linux, embedded Linux at the edge. Let's go back up. Next gen gaming, Sony, Nvidia, Microsoft. Advanced research, supercomputers, high performance computing, cloud, right? Autonomous vehicle performance. And last but not least, training data sets on notable machine learning systems, right? Let's get back over here to Gartner. Cybersecurity spending is also driving growth in software segment. In 2024, Gartner CIO and Technology Executive Survey, 80% of the CIOs reported that they plan to increase spending on cyber information security in 24, the top technology category for increased investment. Let's go back over here to our 5 drivers in the GPU cloud. Tell me where security don't fall into none of this. Autonomous vehicles, research, next gen gaming, edge computing. You tell me where it don't fall. You tell me where it does not fall. Right? 25.5 billion by 2020 by 2030. Let's go back. The CIOs change fatigue delays new IT spending. CIOs are experiencing a change fatigue, which is often manifesting as a hesitation to invest in new projects and initiatives. This is pushing a portion of 2030's IT spending into 2024, and a trend is expected to continue in 2025. Faced with a new wave of pragmatism, capital restrictions, or margin concerns, CIOs are delaying some IT spending. Organizations are shifting the emphasis of IT projects towards cost control, efficiencies, and automation while curtailing IT initiatives that will take longer to deliver returns. Again, going back to what we talked about in the meetup on Wednesdays, design thinking. Design thinking. If you've been to the meetup, you know the book about creating the MVP in 24 hours. Design thinking. How to write a design doc. How to get that done. Design thinking. You all got to be aware of these things. You all want to be if y'all want to make the money, Y'all want to be longevity? You want to create the businesses? Here you go. Gartner IT spending forecast methodology relies heavily on rigorous analysis of the sales by over 1,000 vendors across entire range of IT products and services. Gartner uses primarily research techniques complemented by secondary research sources to build a comprehensive database and so forth. So here we go. The Gartner quarterly IT spending forecast delivers unique perspective, so forth and so on. Blah 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 blah. Woo, woo, woo. All right, next up, we got some more Gartner stuff. Where did my stuff go? Oh, I must have closed it. It's all good. I have it right here. Oh, there it is right there. In my face. Hidden in plain sight. All right. So Gartner top 10 strategic technology trends for 2024. It is called design thinking to MVP within 24 hours. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, design thinking for tech. Design thinking for tech, solving problems and realizing value in 24 hours. You need to be able to move. You need to be able to come up with a solution. You, you need to be able to know, you need to know how to research. You need to know how to say how something works. You need to spend time on that. Can you do this in 24 hours? Absolutely. Can you take 2 days, 48 hours? Sure. Yeah, it's coming difficult to find remote work. You can find hybrid work all day long. There's a plan there, but I'll be quiet. All right. So the top 10 strategic technology trends for 2024. The big picture, the strategic technology trends will factor into business and technology decisions over the next 3 years. Well, I'm going to put that right there because you could read that. Anybody that's been in the group know about platform engineering, AI trust, risk, and security management, continuous threat exposure and management. We just talked about uh, the threat from a financial standpoint and emerging trends and markets. The CIA is looking for people, right? Platform engineering, industry cloud platforms, AI augmented development, intelligent applications, machine customers, augmented connected workforce, democratized generative AI, and I said intelligent applications. Now, what are you talking about to me? What is industry cloud platforms? What is that? Let's go. The top strategic technology trends for 2024. All right. Let's go down here. So somebody asked about machine customers. Let's go here. Top one, protect your investment to ensure sustained impact from your technology investments. Be deliberate, realistic, forward looking, right? Theme two, rise of the builders. Unleash creative powers. Release uncreative powers of myriad communities and build applications by solutions. Right. And I want to go over this in the meetup in a little bit more detail. I don't have enough time here, but in the meetup on Wednesday, because I have a actual diagram. You know, I love diagrams. Anyway, so now let's get down into here. Deliver the value. Refine, accelerate how you improve experience for stakeholders and expand your options for driving revenue. Machine customers. Let's click on that. Prepare for the future of AI powered customers. AI powered customers. AI is accelerating the trend of machines becoming customers. Learn to serve them before they walk away. Big picture. 5 ways to core AI enabled machine customer. Digital savvy business leaders can do 5 things today to appeal to machine customers and their sizable wallets as their population grows and they become more sophisticated, powerful, and independent decision makers and transactions. I got my phone, I go look something up, I do a comparison, machine customers, right? Here we go. Let me bring this down a little bit some so we can all there we go right there. How AI powered customers will evolve. Right? I'll blow up a little bit some there. Here we go. Bound. You can take me off the picture, Dion. Bound customer. Who leads machine? Who leads? Human leads and machine executes. When? Today. What? Purchases specific items as defined by rules. Two, adaptable customer. Who? Human and machine co-led or co-lead. Machine executes. When? By 2026. Makes optimized selections among competing products based on rules. So I want to, and this sounds like to me, I want to order some collard greens from from these 3 stores based on price and delivery time. And I need that done today. Do that for me. Or I got a grocery list. Or I have a set of things I want to rules and things I want to follow in order to get this done, right? So that's why I'm looking at that. And then 3, autonomous customer. Machine leads and execute by 2036. And first, the customer needs based on rules, content, and preferences, but also has its own needs, right? Optimization, logistics is using data, correct? Right? Let me get out of this. Right? That was what machine customers are. You do that now per se. But now but it's not really optimized. There's still some things going on there, right? Let me see. All right. For those that are in the chat, I want to talk about security. Here we go. Gartner forecasts global security and risk management spending will increase by 14% in 2024 globally. Public cloud services growth to bolster cloud security spending. I keep talking about cloud security. Here you go. Yay. Right? Worldwide, end user spending on security and risk management is projected to be 215 billion by 2024, an increase of 14.3% from 2023. Right? The continuous adoption of cloud, continuous hybrid workforce, rapid emergence of generative AI or Gen AI, and Evolving regulatory environment for forcing security and risk management (SRM) leaders to enhance their security and risk management spending. Senior research There's a senior research principal at Gartner. At the same time, they're focusing their efforts on adopting technical security capabilities that provide far greater visibility and responsiveness across the organization's entire digital ecosystem, and restructuring the way security function operates to enable agility without compromising security. You better get into those Palo Altos. You better get into that Cisco. You better get into how CrowdStrike is using and Cloudflare. You better learn. You better put them on your list. You better get out there. Spending on data privacy and cloud security are projected to record the highest growth in 2024, with each segment increasing more than 24% year over year. Here's what the growth looks like. Let me bring this down some. The one with the highest growth, data privacy. I keep saying it. I need to protect my data, and how am I going to do it? What does that look like? Right? They got another one down here for others, which is 24%, but they don't say what others is. Cloud security, data privacy, infrastructure, sweet spot, lifetime. This is predicting 3 years. You think it's gonna be 3 years, and then we just gonna say, okay, data security is over with, we done? No, no. Security service segment to represent 42% of the global security and risk management spending. Spending on security services, consulting, IT outsourcing, implementation, and hardware support is forecast to be 90 billion in 2024, an increase of 11%. Security services is expected to represent 42% of the total security and risk management end user spending in 2024, and remain the largest of security and risk management spending in 2024. I could go on, but you got it. Y'all ready for this one? You're not. Let's go. They're not ready, D. Software and IT services lead 5.1 trillion tech market in 2024. Who want to eat? Put a one in the chat. 5.1 trillion. 5.1 trillion. Worldwide spending IT, from software and services to devices, data centers, systems, will hit 4.7 trillion in 2023, and then it will reach 5.1 trillion in 2024. Five tech markets. This came back out in July. The other ones I've been reading to you for are the recent ones. But let's go and look at it. Data center, still on par. Devices, the same ones. Same thing we went before. Software, communication services, and IT services. Get your money. Get your skills, get your money. See, in 2019, Red Hat reported more than 258 million in profits. Susie reported 303 in 2017. How much money do Linux developers make? They don't have a number here. 50 ways to earn money from Linux. Y'all ready for that one? Let's go. Providing technical support, developing custom Linux based solutions, building and selling Linux based products, consulting and training on Linux, writing, selling books, courses, and articles, providing web hosting, creating and selling Linux based mobile apps, building and selling custom Linux based servers or hardware, offer managed services for Linux, such as system administration, security, and maintenance, providing support consulting services for open source software and applications, creating and selling Linux based cloud services such as storage or compute services, developing custom Linux kernels or modifying existing ones, writing and selling Linux based games, providing translation services for Linux related documentation, offering design services for Linux based user interface, developing custom Linux based tools, offering quality assurance and testing, providing Linux training and certification, building and selling Linux based IoT, offering Linux based technical writing or documentation, providing Linux based audio and video editing services, creating and selling Linux based plugins, developing custom Linux based analysis and visualization tools, Linux based project management and collaboration software. And the list goes on, right? 50 different ways I can show you providing Linux based real estate management appraisal software, building and selling Linux based utility and infrastructure management applications. 50 ways you can use Linux to make you some money. But who am I? I should give y'all that. Let me give you that. I never say I didn't give you nothing for Christmas. All right, the big three Linux companies ranked by revenue. You want to work at a company that is Linux based, Red Hat, SUSE, and Kanako, however you want to say that one. There you go. I know I want to continue reading. Everybody's like, oh, well, I could go get my SUSE, sir, or I could go get my Linux Plus, sir. When we say we want Red Hat, we want Red Hat. There you go. You can look at the landscape and look at who killing the game and see when this was pulled out. April the 18th of 2023. What you doing? Number of employees, Red Hat number of employees, SUSE, right? Who contributes to the Linux kernel, right? I mean, no, they're not broad strokes. Meaning you have to go sit down and come up with a plan. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've been preaching red hat since day one. They pay all the bills. Oh, let me see. Companies have an incredible need for this in-demand skill, says Google expert or exec, and it pays over 100,000 a year. What do you think it is? All I want from Christmas is you. Let's go. One of the fastest growing jobs in the US is fighting crime on the internet. With more companies moving online, cyber attacks are on the rise and drastically so. The FBI has seen 300% increase in reported cyber crimes. As the threat of cyber attacks grows, so does the need for cybersecurity experts. In fact, the Bureau of Labor Statistics that projects that the number of cybersecurity jobs will grow to 32% in the next decade. That's nearly 600,000 unfulfilled jobs, cybersecurity jobs in the US right now, and 3.5 million open globally. And just to prove a point, Georgia Tech has a master's in cybersecurity for 10K. Georgia is a cybersecurity hub. Let's pull that up. Why you think money going into Augusta? With more than 75 cybersecurity companies generating 2.6 billion a year, Georgia is one of the elite cybersecurity hubs, ranking at the top 7 states for cybersecurity growth. And this was in 2021, it looks like. One of a kind, Georgia Cybersecurity Center is the largest single investment in the state-owned cybersecurity facility. And this is up in Augusta, which is one of the new tech cities. If you follow the money, they're putting in $20 billion into that area. Follow the money. Huntsville. All right. Talent, education, and research. Georgia's system ecosystem, and then they got a listing of the locations of the particular companies and cybersecurity edge. Right. Let's go back. Linux for hackers, basics for cybersecurity beginners, free code camp. Linux for hackers, basics for cybersecurity beginners. In this article, we'll take a little tour of Linux, the package manager, the Linux file structure, and the command line. Hmm, wonder who said that. 5 Linux skills you must master to be a cybersecurity, I'm assuming, engineer. Linux basics for a career in cybersecurity. How to utilize Linux to prepare for cybersecurity. Learn Linux for cybersecurity. I don't know. What y'all think you need to learn for cybersecurity first? uh I don't know. I gotta find it, Dion. Oh, no. What you do for a living? That's my favorite word. Oh, I work in Linux. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. That's what's up. Mm. This my favorite one right here, right now. It's my favorite one. Tamika, have you heard about this new stuff going on called GovTech? I love that shit. My other favorite line is what you do for a living. Oh, I work with infrastructure, Linux, so forth and so on. My favorite follow up is you program, huh? I'm like, No, I work on infrastructure, Linux, this, that. So you're not programming? Mm. They say you need to know how to. You should be a programmer, and so forth. And my other favorite is in conversation, people be like, my other part of the conversation is this. There's like one day if you keep good at the tech stuff, because a lot of people look at me and they be like, oh, you about 34, 35, and I be like, okay, I get it. And they like, if you keep up with your tech skills and stuff like that, and maybe you should get into Linux and cybersecurity. If you keep up with your tech skills and stuff, you say you're working on the infrastructure and stuff like that. Like if you keep it up, you'll make over 100,000 if you keep up at it, right? If you really keep up at it, you'll make your over 100. I'd be like, I laugh at it because I just was like, you right. Yeah, like I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, like I'm not gonna do that. I don't have it. I don't have it in me. All right, let's look at this one right here. This in-demand remote job pays up to 250 hour and doesn't require a degree. I think I had talked about this before. This is a job in marketing. Yeah, we'll give it that. Let's see what this is. The most in-demand AI job of 2023 can pay over 200,000. I think I reported on this back in November. I think this was getting into prompt engineering. The growing demand for AI data scientists. Yeah, AI data scientists. Yeah, we talked about that. I'm just clicking on stuff right now. That's fine. So, I like to do one other thing here. All right. This job, blow it up a little bit so y'all can read with me. Director of DevOps, CyberGen. I know the person who made this, so I should reach out to him. They're looking for some cleared people or a cleared person. The job pays from 250 to 300 plus equity. Um, some travel, fully remote. Software company that has a niche product, which is helping shape DoD's operational procedures and looking for a director of DevSecOps to join the team. The organization is VC backed, has already achieved some significant buy-in. Your role will be focused on building out your team, further and working with stakeholders to allow for smooth onboarding and ongoing support of the product. Sounds like platform engineering versus a directors of DevOps. They sound like they have some stuff and they already they need tenants to onboard. That's what it sounds like. A strong background, B2B, AWS, Kubernetes, blah 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 blah. Sounds familiar. 250 to 300 plus equity. All right, so let's get the next one because this is tech stocks and jobs. This is what we do. I think I posted this in Slack, but I'll pull it up here some more. You want to work at GitHub? Senior systems engineer infrastructure, 104,000 to 276,000 a year. Is on call. GitHub is looking for a senior systems engineer to join the team to provide a foundation on which world on which of the world's largest network of code is built. Systems engineer on the physical infrastructure. Do y'all know what that means? The physical infrastructure. Do you know what that means? Pick up your cell phone. That's physical. Your laptop. That's physical. Right? For supporting GitHub data center facilities, hardware within. Hey, Jerome, this is what I see you doing. Right? Day-to-day operations with eye wide towards automation of ongoing workloads. They manage the ordering, the installation of server racks in the GitHub data centers, troubleshoot, identify, address hardware issues as they rise, and help to ensure GitHub hardware continues to support the world's code. Even more importantly, they put in place systems to detect and mitigate the same problem early the next time around. Right? And they're working on a global infrastructure, large scale. Imagine you managing the data center, the global data center of GitHub, which is with Microsoft. Put yourself in that mindset. Get the lights up, folks. That's right. Oh no, what our lights look like? I ain't even looked at it. Thanks, Maya. Let's see. What our lights look? Are we being anemic? They're being anemic out here. Let's look. 48 watching, 53. You take it. I think it's in Slack already. This job, I think I posted it in Slack already. Let me look. If not, I'll put it over there real quick. I didn't. I ain't put it in there. Put it out there. Done. It's in Slack now. Did anybody see that job that I put in there for help desk and it didn't require clearance? Did y'all see that? Right here. Help desk junior sysadmin in Annapolis Junction, Maryland, remote. Help desk job right here. Don't require clearance, but they do want you to get the security plus and eventually get a clearance. Free to go for that. Let me know. Uh, I got some contacts over there. Helmet Chili. Out here granting memberships. Get your membership on. Down to Earth was granting a membership. Thank you. Let me see. Cause I know y'all be when I post stuff, I don't think y'all be clicking on the links. I'm like, ain't nobody asked about it. Guess they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it, Tam. Head of Engineering, Selby Jennings, New York, Metropolitan, 500 to 800,000 on site. Put it under professional services. I mean, it's 500 to 800. I know that may be kind of low. We on some new stuff, right? We on the $1 million jobs. We don't care about these jobs, right? I don't want to waste your time. No, I don't want to do that because there's no jobs out there that pay you 500. You know, they're 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 not out there. No, they're not. I don't want to do that. I want to waste your time. Yeah, because you're not gonna find them. All right, a hands-on leader who will enable investment professionals to extract insights and data you want on ingestion, transformation, and interface, partner with various levels of internal stakeholders, and communicate with data storage, drive the evolving data strategy of the fund, experience leading software data teams, hands-on experience with Python, Airflow, ETL, Kafka, BSMS from a top institution. But I bet you your experience will probably prompt top that. If you have strong interest in financial markets and a desire to impact at a top firm, then apply. Just saying. Cause it ain't no jobs I hear that pay you 500,000 out here. I don't know what they people be talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. This software engineer 2 and 3 for algorithm trading team that's paying anywhere from 300,000 to 700,000. I don't know. That's just what they said. They could be lying. I don't know. When you see jobs like this, you got to be like, that's a scam. Don't do it. I don't know. That's just what I saw. Another one, 500 to 700,000. It could be a scam. Selby Jennings they could be con artists. You never know working with them. What that look like? I don't know. Cause I'm just gonna go here and type in Selby Jennings, right? And just I'm gonna just look and see what come up. Cause when I look them up and I do about us on them, now this website may be fake. A leading talent partner in financial sciences and services. I mean, this could be fake right here. Selby Jennings is an established financial sciences and services talent partner. We identify, source, and deliver business critical talent to the most innovative companies across the US, Europe, and APAC. So if we come over here, like they got jobs on their website. I don't know. They be posting on Indeed and stuff. You never can tell with them because financial technology. They got 273 jobs. It looked like they got some stuff with engineering. Let me go with the infrastructure stuff. They got sysadmins in New York from 100 to 175. I mean, trade application support engineer, head of FPGA engineer. I don't know. You gotta be careful though, man. They may be trying to use you. AWS architect, DevOps automation engineer negotiable, FPGA negotiable, associate director, systems engineer, cloud. I don't know. Everything is a scam out here these days. You don't know that they ain't no real job. How many people you know? How many black people you know make $100,000? Let's give a shout out to these group of people. It's an old article. Four black women purchased a DC apartment building for 75,000 in 1986. Now it may be worth 1 million. Shout out to the four black women that purchased it. Four women jumped on a chance to purchase a apartment, a Washington D.C. apartment building for 75,000 in 1986. Today, the women are planning to sell the unit that has become the landing place for their sisterhood, which began decades ago. Never did we, as a group, imagine owning the building. One of the four women who was able to purchase the building despite earning less than 15,000 a year, thanks to the help of a local nonprofit in the DC government. Alongside Hendricks, Joanne Jenkins, and Betty Perry. Joanne Jenkins and Betty Perry on the DC building, which is a 6-unit complex that sits in the Northwest Washington neighborhood. Per the original Post article, Maud Patterson, Hendricks' older sister, as well as as well as Howard University student Timothy Harmon, contributed to the purchase of at the time. They no longer live in the building, so they're able to make it and sell it for 1 million. I always try to give you a good feel good story. All right, I got more, but I'm gonna stop there. Just one more D. I give you a feel good story, and then I give you some bumps and bruises. Are you wealthy? The new net worth you need to be considered poor, middle class, and wealthy in the United States. What is that? This came out December 21st. Let me blow it up a little bit more. In the United States, a person's net worth is a barometer of financial standing, particularly as they approach retirement. The figure, this figure, calculated by subtracting liabilities and assets, varies considerably across population, shaping the retirement lifestyle and the economic security of millions. All right. All right. So here we go. Poor. Households in the 20th percentile with a net worth of around 10,000 are categorized as poor. This group likely doesn't own a home and focuses on financial resources on as necessities. Well, hold on. Focuses on financial resources on necessities. Right? Middle class. The middle class is the 50th percentile with the median household net worth of for Americans aged 65 and up, and typically includes house equity, savings, and a 401k account. And to be considered wealthy, well off, a person must be in the 90th percentile, possessing a household net worth of 1.9 million. This level of wealth affords trips, charity donations, college funds for children. The 95th percentile net worth of 3.2 million is considered wealthy, facilitating estate planning and possibly owning multiple homes. The top 1% or the 99th percentile has a net worth of 16.7 million and represents the very wealthy who enjoy considerable financial freedom and luxury cars. The average median net worth by age. This is according to Zipper. Americans 55 to 64 have an average net worth of 1.18. From 65 to 74, 1.2, 1.22, and 75 and older, they have an average net worth of 970,000. Right, and then they go into a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole article on Zipper about this, right? But I wanted to leave y'all with this here before we get up out of here. The ending of my show. Stop making plans for 1 to 2 years. Scale it out to 10. Make it over time. Get skills that last you 10 to 15, 20 years. Understand how the market is moving, meaning understanding where the government is spending money. That's where you should be. Understand the skill sets that are needed in that area. And last but not least, bring somebody with you. But if you don't, it's okay. You can't say everybody. But I'm not going to say it's lonely at the top. But I'm just going to say it's easier when you have a crew of people around you that are not upset with you because you make millions or you have millions or you understand money. That's it. So it's okay. Not everybody can travel in that lane, right? All right. You say my head hurts, but in a good way. Oh man, did I hit it too hard when I? Oh my bad. All right, y'all be safe. See you later.